Hey yo! Welcome to the 3800 Daily. And today we're installing an oil catch can. And lucky for you guys, I'm giving one of these catch can kits away. So stick around to find out how to win it. So in this catch can kit, comes with some 3/8 hose here, but I went to AutoZone and bought my own. I bought 7 feet of this 3/8 hose. It also comes with, of course, the can itself, a breather to go on top, some steel wool, I'll show you where that goes, and an arrangement of fittings. It comes with an assortment of hardware, a bracket, and a sticker. Now, tools that you are going to need. You are going to need a 15 millimeter wide 1.5 thread pitch tap. As you can see, the measurements right there on the side of my tap. Now, this is just the way that I'm doing it. You don't have to do it this way. There's many different ways to do it. Tons of different ways on YouTube that you can look up, but this is just how I'm doing it. So we are gonna go ahead and assemble our catch can. Firstly, I'm gonna show you where that steel wool goes. So inside of your catch can, of course, this is gonna be the half that's gonna hold the oil. This right here is going to be your dipstick, so that way you can check how much oil is inside the catch can. And then this right here is your little filtering compartment. This in here is where your steel wool is going to go. Just ball it up here after you tear some off and stick it inside. And then we're going to screw that back on there. Do not overfill it, not overstuff it. Because of course this steel wool is supposed to just act as a filter to kind of filter the oil that comes through here. It's not going to be mass quantities, it's going to be like a drip effect. And then on the other side of our catch can, we're going to take this bolt out so that way we can thread on one of our fittings for our filter. So let's go ahead and get this bolt out of here. Grab one of your small rubber garments from inside of your bag. Go ahead and put that garment on and thread it. It doesn't have to be too crazy tight either. Stick your filter on top like that, and then you're gonna get you a Phillips head screwdriver and tighten this down.
So first you want to get your oil cap and drill a nice hole in there, and then thread that hole using your 15M 1.5 millimeter thread pitch tap. And then you can slip your hose right on there. I'm going to end up running my hose through here, under the snout, under the alternator, and then back here where we're going to mount our catch can. Next, in order to tap into your rear valve cover, it's going to be a little hard, but we're going to pull the engine forward and then tap a hole in that rear valve cover. Just a heads up, this is probably not the best way you want to do it. I don't want to drop all my exhaust to get to my valve cover, so I'm going to put a vacuum on it as I drill. Just remember, if you get metal inside of your valve covers, you could possibly have a future catastrophic engine failure, so please be careful if you do that. Alright, so we got the engine pulled forward a little bit. It's going to allow us better access to this rear valve cover. So we're going to take a center punch, and we're going to punch right here. Now remember, you do have a rocker arm that goes right here. It sits about right in here. I'll put a little screenshot right here for the last time I pulled my valve covers off, so you have something to reference to. So you want to kind of do it back here in this back corner, so that way you don't have to worry about hitting the rocker arm. But when you do it, make sure you have a shop vac and hook the vac up and have somebody hold it to take out all those metal shards you're about to start throwing everywhere. Alright, so I decided we're going to do it right here instead, so we can clear the fuel line and not have any issues with running into that fuel line. Alright, so we have a thingy-majigger here, and we're going to go ahead and turn our vacuum on. Alright, so here's our first hole right here. So now we're going to use a die to scale up this hole so it's big enough for our tap. For safe measure, we came up with this little contraption. I put a hole in a tube with my air compressor, stuck a bottle on this end. It's going to create a vacuum, like a vacuum cleaner, like that. So that way we can suck metal shards or anything that might have fallen out. All right, so here's our little fitting that we're about to thread into our valve cover. Now that we have got that whole tap, we vacuumed all of the mess out, pretty clean in there. We go ahead and thread that sucker on. Just like that. Now it's time to start mounting our catch can. We're gonna mount it right here where my water reservoir used to be, because who needs that? All right, so I don't know why they did this bracket the way they did it, because I've tried so many different ways of how I'm gonna mount this, and bolts getting in the way. And these little screws gotta go in here to mount this to this, but this is up against the wall and it's getting in the way and nothing's flush. So we're gonna go about it a different way. We're gonna get our punch a hole right here and just drill this and screw it onto the top of the strut tower. So that's where we're gonna do our hole right there. So we got a little hole, and we're just gonna throw some self-tapping screws through there, screw that to the top of the strut tower, and then go ahead and hang our catch can to it and start running our hoses. All right, so we got the catch can hung up. We're gonna go ahead and start putting our fittings in and running our line. Oh, and also the reason why we hung it like that is because, of course, when you go to mount the catch can to the bracket, you're gonna have these screws sticking out the back. You know, no matter how you flip them, it's not gonna be flush. So that was our solution to that. And man, that fits snug right in there. Yeah, it's all right. All right, we got one line run. It goes into here. Man, it's even hard. You know, that line's so easy to hide, and it doesn't look too bad. I just don't like how cluttered the bay is starting to look. But we got this other one plugged in. I lost the fitting that goes in here, like this one. So I'm busy looking for it right now. All right, so I was unable to find that fitting, unfortunately. I'm going to go buy a new one, but I basically just threaded the hose in there. What's great about this 3/8 hose is it kind of fits a 3/8 hole there. So, you know, kind of threaded it in there. Kind of hard to pull out, so I think it'll do for now until I get a proper fitting for it. However, that's that. I'm gonna rock the engine back forward or back rearward and get the mounts all reconnected, and that's pretty much gonna finish the install. All right, so we got everything put back together, got the mounts back on, and you know, that catch can's pretty tucked up in there. Doesn't look too bad. It's really not a bad place for it. But once we get this thing up and on the road, I'll let y'all know how it works out. By the way, forgot to mention the dipstick is on the back side here. It's a little hard to get to, but you know, it is accessible. Also, this is pretty easy to get off and on. You know, of course, you can just unscrew it like so and screw it back on. Well, I don't need this anymore, so I'm probably going to hang that on the wall. Alright, so that kind of concludes our catch can video. I know it was kind of plain, it was kind of simple. There's many different ways to do it, but this is the route that I chose to do it. You can, you know, tap it into vacuum lines to get suction, but I just didn't want to risk any oil getting into, you know, in my intake or on my nav or anything like that. So that's just the way that I ran it. The blow-by pressure is going to push the oil into the catch can, and that's perfectly fine with me. Now, on to the rules of the giveaway. So if you want this catch can set up, of course, I am giving one away to you guys. All you have to do is like this video, comment on this video, and you must be subscribed. Those are the rules to get in. Super simple, so super easy, just like the last one. You'll also be the first one to get one of my stickers.
So I'll insert a sticker into the box for you, and good luck. If you have any questions or comments or constructive criticism, leave it in the comment section below. And until then, drive easy.